There's a third possibility, which is what I would call the Venezuela scenario, which is, as we know in Venezuela, Trump removed Maduro, the president, but found in his deputy someone Trump thinks he can work with. And now we have in Venezuela the same regime in place, but it is moderating in Venezuela. It has released political prisoners, and it is moving into the Western orbit to become an ally of the United States. So in Iran, if somebody within the power structure, within the Revolutionary Guards, let's call him a Ataturk, to use a Turkish reference, or a Gorbachev, to use a Soviet reference, wants to basically dismantle the Islamic part of the regime and move towards a more moderate government, albeit still an authoritarian one, and a government that will break its relations with China and Russia and become a US ally, I suspect that Donald Trump would probably be okay with that. I'm not sure the Iranian people who want democracy would be okay with that, but from an American strategic point of view, if the Iranian government stops with all its death to America rhetoric and arms program and essentially becomes a US ally, a little bit like the new Syrian government, is still radical under Shara, but it is moving towards becoming a US ally rather than, say, a Russian ally as the Assad government in Syria was. I suspect that Trump, if they can find such a person within the power structures to orientate Iran away from a hostile position to the West, then America will probably give sanctions relief. That would improve the economic situation in Iran. And I think many Iranians will at least be happy with that their economic situation will increase, and Iran will no longer meddle in so many other countries. I mean, for example, Lebanon cannot move forward as long as Hezbollah, the Iranian proxy militia in Lebanon, is more powerful than the Lebanese army. So what future for Lebanon, while Iran is still playing such a destructive role in Lebanon? Also for Hamas in Gaza. If ahead with peace in Gaza, it will be much easier if the Iranian regime is no longer arming and helping in every possible way Hamas. It will be much easier to move ahead with a more moderate Palestinian government. And I should say that I know many Iranians and I know many Palestinians, and they are very, very happy. I've spoken to some in the last hour that Donald Trump and the Americans and Israelis are doing this because they see the Iranian regime not only as an enemy of most of the Iranian people, but they're the enemy of moderate Lebanese, moderate Syrians, moderate Iraqis, and Palestinians. It will be easier to solve situations in all those countries if the Iranian regime would stop meddling and stop arming hostile militias like the Houthis, Hezbollah, and Hamas.
Okay, Tom, thank you so much for joining us and your analysis this morning. Thank you.
Thank you. You're welcome.